Get the latest now on the thinking in Congress. We're joined by Representative Scott Franklin, Republican of Florida. Congressman, you served in the Persian Gulf. We had a veteran on last night who didn't like referring to this situation in Afghanistan as a loss. What would you call it?
Well, I wouldn't call it a loss. We went there, well, depends on how we exit. We went there initially to root out al-Qaeda, to try to destroy the safe haven that was being provided by the Taliban, and we had accomplished that. But it's how we exit now that determines whether that was done, was all for loss or not.
Do you think we should have exited earlier?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of discussion on that. Personally, I think we suffered mission creep along the way. We accomplished our initial objectives, but along the way, when we ventured into nation building, I think we went in a direction that was not going to be winnable in the long run. But I think really, regardless of how we got there to the point we're at now, what's most critical is that we make right by our citizens and those who've stood by us through these last 20 years.
Well, let's get a little bit more on that, Congressman, because we did hear from General Mark Milley earlier today about getting our people out. We'll listen to this and get your comments after.
The Taliban are in and around Kabul right now, but they are not interfering with our operations. Through the State Department, the Taliban are facilitating the safe passage to the airport for American citizens, that is, U.S. passport holders.
So I understand, Congressman, that we can't send Humvees out and do some pickups for Americans who are there, but are you troubled at all about the idea of Americans getting to the airport and ultimately getting out and how this is going to work?
I'm extremely troubled. Even in the footage that you showed at the top of the show, these are not people that can be trusted. They're violent people. They're already showing that they're going to take their violence to the streets. And we're going to have a very difficult time getting people to the airport so they can be rescued.
So how long do you think this operation takes? The president has hinted now that we will stay there as long as it takes. Are you hearing that we're not going to hold firm to this August 31st deadline?
Well, I'm encouraged. Some of what I heard this afternoon from the president, he has indicated that he's walking back off of that. There's no way we're going to be able to get this accomplished by the 31st, and I think we need to do whatever it takes. We cannot leave our wingmen.
So there's a lot of criticism, I'm sure you've heard it, about how this has been handled, and a lot of talk in Congress as well. There's a call, a bipartisan call for hearings. Let's just, I guess, concede that there will be time for that. I guess you would well understand the AAR comment from the general today. After action review, there will be time for that. Now the issue is getting people out. Is that the focus right now? Should we worry about this later?
Well, I think both are critically important, but first and foremost is getting our citizens home and getting our interpreters and other allies out safely.
And when we do get there, Congressman, the #1 question you want answered?
I'd like to know what advice the president got. This is such a bungled exit, and I want to know what information he received. Did he get bad advice from the generals, or did he disregard the advice? But the public, the families who've lost loved ones there over the last 20 years, and our allies deserve to know that.
Representative Scott Franklin of Florida, we appreciate you taking some time for us and joining us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.